Your favorite fat boys.
What's up, everybody? It's your favorite fat boy, Jerron.
Stefan, a.k.a. Mayhem, a.k.a. the greatest football player alive, a.k.a. can a brother get a job?
Help. Hiya.
That's it. Please, NFL, help me.
You just had to play some football.
All right.
What you mean? Like a linebacker?
I mean, I'm only 5'11". The average linebacker is like 6'3".
Oh, you kind of short then.
Shit.
You can be in the practice squad.
I'm only 5'11".
So you trying to say you're trying to get trucked by some guys way bigger than you?
Oh, I mean, I ain't gonna say I'm gonna get trucked, but I'm just saying, hey, I can take down a big dude. It's just that ain't nobody looking at me. I'm only 5'11". The average linebacker is like 6'3".
Yeah, them dudes is built for the NFL. So speaking of NFL, we're going to talk about Colin Kaepernick's recent workout with trying to get back in the NFL. Yeah, we're trying to get back into the NFL. So, just backtrack a little bit. A few months ago, his camp came out and said that, no teams have reached out to him for any kind of workout, any kind of interest at all. And it was probably around the time, maybe week 4 or 5 in the NFL, where, you had some starting cornerbacks go down, and they were, replaced by the backups, of course. Mm-hmm. And they probably weren't doing so well. So I guess his camp was maybe expecting that they might get a call.
Right.
But he hasn't played in 3 years. So, the camp came out and said, no one's reached out to us. I guess trying to draw interest. And then out of the blue, 2 weeks ago, a week ago, they said oh yeah, you got the NFL's hosting a workout for you on Saturday.
Right. Yeah, it was supposed to be a private workout for scouts to come and look at him, and he showed that he still got it.
Right.
See if maybe somebody Drudge some interest in get him on a team, because regardless of all of his issues that he's had with the NFL, he apparently still wants to play for him.
Right, which is I think kind of odd that
very much so.
Now, granted, his ability is to play football. He's an athlete. He's still within his prime to play. And by him having 3 years off, I mean, he's probably got his body's been rested really well. He says he's trained, got him worked out every day as if he is still playing for a team. But I think that's definitely done his body some well that's unfortunately not to play for 3 years, but it's probably done some better.
Not getting beat up.
Right. So
on the field for 3 years.
Yeah, so he's definitely ready, and he could start for a team or not. He definitely be a backup. But yeah, to your point, the NFL blackballed you, and when you had opportunities to play for teams, something went wrong, whether it be, I guess him interacting with them or someone speaking up for him in some kind of way. Something went wrong where he didn't get to be put on a team. And when in the past 3 years when no one's called him and no one showed interest, and you've had quarterbacks go down and teams struggled, they didn't reach out to him because they didn't want that headache.
Right. Because putting him on the field is going to be a headache for anybody.
Right. It's going to be not so much
because of the controversy that's currently, previously surrounding him.
Right. And he worked out. He can still play, obviously. I don't think that's ever a question. But I guess what he wore was a problem. It's a damn T-shirt. Kuta Kinte.
I mean, when you said that, but I was looking for an article. I didn't see anything just some huge uproar about him, having a Kuta Kinte shirt.
Well, what I saw was uproar was sports analysts saying, I guess looking at his appearance, and they said, his hair is out. He should cut his hair. He wearing a Kuta Kinte shirt, and it's why would he wear a Kuta Kinte shirt? He's still the same person who he was, who had those same beliefs. and what he stood up for.
And then they were complaining about his hair being out. Well, shit, what is it? Troy Polamalu?
That's one.
Big ass hair. Nobody complaining about that.
Well, see, thinking about that, he had flowing hair. He had flowing hair. Colin Kaepernick got a fro. He making a statement.
Well, I mean, he's always made a statement. He's always made a statement with the shirts that he's wearing. This is not new shit. So if these ESPN, they're just drudging up some shit to talk about.
Yeah, because it's like.
So I think, as I've been reading about the situation, the whole thing for me is like a PR stunt on everybody's end.
Mm-hmm.
A PR stunt on the NFL because of how quickly they wanted to have this workout situation. A PR stunt on Colin Kaepernick's camp by, first saying, no, we're not going to do it at your venue at the time that you told us, and we're going to have our own one somewhere else. It just feels like PR stunts all around. But again, I, for the life of me, cannot understand why Colin Kaepernick wants to play for the NFL, and it's still the exact same organization that threw him under the bus. One, for his silent protest, and two, for his speaking up about being blackballed. So I, for the life of me, I can't understand why he would want to play for him.
Well, like you said, for PR stunt, here is a picture of his shoes with Nike coming out soon.
Right.
So these going to drop in December sometime. So, I mean, I think I don't say he's trying to stay relevant but I think he wants to play in the NFL. But I think the whole workout with the NFL, how they set it up was like kind of like last minute. And then he's like, okay, he agreed to it. And then the waiver was a problem. And then he asked the NFL for accommodations. They agreed to his accommodations. And then he decided last minute to change the venue, which was like 60 miles away. So, and I didn't sit well with a lot of people. I think they expected him. What I got from a lot of people looking at it, like the NFL analysts, they're like, he should have came to the workout. He should have kind of just like complied with what they asked him to do and just, showed up, played, and that been that. Play on their terms, but he wanted to play. He wanted to work out on his own. Yeah,
there's Sports Illustrated journalist Michael McCann wrote a very good article about just all of the issues that were going between in this entire situation that just made it completely seem like it wasn't viable, regardless of what the situation was. Mm-hmm. So, if anybody who out there who's interested in this topic, I am not.
The truth.
Wants to there's a really good article in Sports Illustrated written by Michael McCann that I read through earlier today, getting some of the gist of it that really lines out all of these issues that had with how everything went down.
Mm-hmm. So just from his workout or from the beginning of him protesting?
No, not from the beginning of just how this workout was put together.
Oh, okay.
So and how it just seemed like it wouldn't have been viable regardless.
Right.
Just how the entire thing was put together.
I don't think, he had to work out. He could play. Like, he's not, he's like, 30, 31?
32.
32. He's in his prime.
Yeah, he's 32, and he's had 3 years of not getting beat the fuck up playing football.
Yeah, like his body he probably aged 5, he probably de-aged 5 years.
Right.
So, the man can play, but you don't want him on your team because of what he stands for. So you're afraid he's going to affect your bottom line.
Right, and not even because of what he stands for, but what he's willing to do to show what he stands for.
Right, because the one thing I would say that I think he should have done was that when I sent you the clip of him, saying like a little press conference. Yeah. It was only like a minute long.
But 39 seconds.
Right, but I think he should have at least answered the press's questions. I'm pretty sure a question would have been, are you still going to protest? Are you still going to kneel? Are you going to be outspoken as you were? And I want him to say either yes or no. I'm pretty sure that's what the teams are going to know. Are you still going to protest?
The thing about that is that there is no good answer to that question. Are you still going to protest? Because if you say yes, then every team looking at you like, well, damn, we don't want that controversy in our camp. And if you say no, then everybody who was backing you was like, oh, damn, you're a fucking sellout. There is no legitimate answer to that question that you can come out on top.
I can see you go with that. So it's good, I guess, that he just kind of said his piece and then walked and bopped off.
Right.
So,
because again, that's the only thing you can do, because there is no legitimate answer that's going to resolve the situation, and two, appease anyone.
So speaking of sellout, so his one of his teammates, Eric Reed, He was playing with him on the 49ers. And I think like a year after, I think he wasn't playing for some time. Maybe like a year. Mm-hmm. And then he got picked up by the Carolina Panthers. But he's still protests. He still backs Colin. Is he signing out for a paycheck? Because because of the fact that he's playing, still protesting, and then it seems like anybody who's not with him and Colin, he's kind of saying you're against the cause, or you're not for it.
I mean, how recently has he protested?
I mean, they don't show him protesting, but I believe he still kneels. It's a few players in the NFL that do kneel, but they just don't show them on the TV games.
Right. I mean, and apparently his name isn't as controversial as Colin Kaepernick's. So, I guess the league doesn't care enough. Because Colin Kaepernick's name comes with a huge bit of weight and baggage behind it. Ed Reed, not so much. But again,
Ed Reed.
He's getting a paycheck. Right.
Because because it brings to that point, like, why do you want to play? Not something like, I don't think Colin's asked. I don't know he's been asked that question or if he's answered it. But the NFL is so shady. Why still play? When I told you there's other alternatives, you can play for the CFL, you can play for the SFL, you can play for the.
Nobody should play for anything for Vince McMahon.
That's a whole other topic,
right? And
then you can play for the new Alliance of American Football League. They've just started in February 9th of 2019. So, I mean, I think if he really want to play football, I think there's other alternatives. But of course, there's no grander stage than the NFL,
right? And I guess at the end of the day, you got to ask yourself, are you willing to compromise your convictions to do it? I mean, granted, you want to play football, you want to play in the NFL. That's probably been your dream since you was a child. You accomplished it, but you had these set of convictions that don't align with the way the NFL wants to make their money, and now you know what they're willing to do to try to alter your convictions. Why do you still want to work for that organization?
I wouldn't. But it's easy for me to say I wouldn't because I'm not in his shoes, and I don't like to say what I would have done in that kind of situation. He has to work that out within himself.
Right. So, and so at the end of the day, it's up to him to figure it out, and it's up to some owner or some team to say, okay, we're willing to take the risk.
I mean, shit, they've let back. Domestic violence abusers, sexual assault abusers, alleged murderers, people who abuse the drug policy.
Hey! Violence and drug use is a part of the game. Protesting violence, not so much.
Right. So you can let those who like Antonio Brown. He is being he got kicked out because for alleged sexual assault. He wants to play again. I think there's a good chance he will get back in before Colin Kaepernick does. The only person they let back in was for domestic violence was Ray Rice. When they saw it when the tape came out, they let him go. So they let him back in.
Oh, he's officially gone. I could have sworn he was still playing.
Nah. After they won a Super Bowl, I think maybe like a year or two after they won a Super Bowl, that came out, and the Ravens let him. They suspended him, but then when they found that they saw the tape.
Well, they already saw it.
Yeah. When it came out,
viral.
Right. When it came out,
viral, they had to let his ass.
They let his ass go. So, and I think they might have. I think I might have heard like there was like maybe a little interest from a couple of teams, but at that point in time, he was on the back end of his career, so it'd be no point to really bring him in. Because I don't think they felt like he could produce, and plus they didn't want that headache of dealing with that. So, as the NFL is a business, and they're gonna protect their brand.
Yep.
So.
So again, they are more prone to letting these violent offenders and these drug abusers. Because one, regardless of what anybody thinks, drug use is a part of the game. You think these guys will get this jack just off of their own goddamn adrenaline and testosterone? You out your fucking mind.
They could be.
Drug use is a part of the game, and one, it's a violent game by nature. So when the people step off that field and they continue to be violent, people are more accommodating because, again, they play a violent sport.
It is violent. You saw the other day that the guy got hit with his own helmet.
Right. No, he didn't just get hit with his own helmet. The guy ripped his helmet off his head, then decided he was going to hit him back in the head with the helmet.
Good old Molly Wobby.
So, yeah. So they are far more accepting of violence and drug use because that is just the nature of the game that they play.
So, one thing I want to touch on, too, is there's a lot of buzz around Jay-Z had a hand in this. And I like to say that if you believe Jay-Z had a hand in that, you are foolish. Because I do not believe that one black man can go to the commissioner of the NFL and persuade him to say, hey, get Colin, talk to the NFL owners and get Colin a tryout, a workout.
I couldn't find any information that people were saying that. I know that there was a couple of articles that were saying that the sources said that Jay-Z was disappointed in how Colin Kaepernick handled it, but who the fuck cares?
First of all, I don't think there's no truth to that at all. Like, I mean, if he's disappointed, he must have told him and Beyonce. But there's no official word of him saying anything about that.
Right. And there's nothing of him coming out and saying, expressing disappointment. But again, this is sources say, I do ironic air quotes.
Right.
But again, I don't know why anybody would care what Jay-Z thinks in the matter, or how much power people think Jay-Z has
in the NFL, especially. Right. I mean, he's not even part of the NFL. He's doing something to bring light to social injustices. That way, the NFL can kind of say we did something with social injustice.
Now, I mean, do I believe that Jigga could have me killed for talking shit about him? Sure. But do I think he can get Colin Kaepernick in the NFL? Fuck no.
Nah, I ain't. They're saying that Jay-Z had a hand in his workout. Persuading Roger Goodell. I'm like, ain't no fucking way. Like, this man, he just announced his deal with the NFL like a few months ago. And granted, he's a new billionaire.
But he ain't got Goodell billions.
I don't think he's a billionaire. But you mean to tell me that one black man can persuade 32 billionaires to say, hey, this black man wants you to give this other black man a tryout? That sounds really far fetched. So I don't see that happening now. If he did put something in Roger Goodell's ear, more power to him. And that got
highly fucking down.
Right, but I just don't see it happening. It's like you know those NFL billionaires, the billionaire owners,
right? Yeah, don't give two shits about no Jay-Z money.
Right, he just got some billionaire money, so they got money, way older than him. So I don't see that being viable.
Like I said, there's a Sports Illustrated article by Michael McCann. Definitely does a good job of illustrating the entirety of this workout debacle, is what I'll call it, for having a lack of a better word. So if you are interested in this topic, I would implore people to go to the Sports Illustrated site and look up the article. It's an interesting read. That being said, from a person who does not give a fuck about this. So that tells you something. It was an interesting read, and this is from a person who does not give a fuck about this.
It's a good read. Take his word for it. Because I had to convince him to talk about this.
Right.
So, one thing I will ask you, if you were in Colin's camp, what would you advise him?
I mean, honestly, the same thing I say about most things is be realistic. Mm-hmm. You are a controversial figure and you affect the bottom line, so don't expect that people are going to want to take on that risk. So regardless, I mean, being in Colin's camp, you have to be realistic with him because of the fact that you are a controversial figure. You have put them in a tight position where, you have your convictions, but you fucking with their money.
Yeah, when you fuck with somebody's money, they don't fuck with you.
Yeah.
So I wish him all the best in the world still. I don't think he will, play in the NFL again. There've been reports that, a couple teams might have interest in him. But to me, if you wanted him, you'd have signed him a long time ago. And right. if you wanted him at this workout, you'd have signed him, within 24 to 48 hours. Right. He's been on the team. Now it's been almost a week. It's been a week.
Yeah, it's been over a week, and there's been no calls from any team.
Right. He hasn't gotten
no interest.
Right. So they back on that bullshit, and the NFL can say, "Hey, look, we gave him a tryout. We gave him a workout, but nobody wanted them. So
yeah, again, this is PR stunts all across the board.
Yeah,
from Colin Kaepernick and his team, from the NFL. But again, as far as Kaepernick goes, maybe he has a true desire to play the game. But dude, you got millions. You just had a lucrative shoe deal with Nike. You got shoes coming out, and you ain't even on the field.
That's Michael Jordan status right there. Michael Jordan shoes sell out. He ain't playing with like 20 or no.
Over 10 years.
Over 10 years. He's
10 to 15 years, and Michael Jordan still got shoes coming out. You ain't even playing the game, and you got shoes coming out, dog.
Yeah. So he still has his Know Your Rights camp. So not saying that's a lucrative business, but I think that's something that he still takes pride in. And he's going to continue that as well. So he has a book coming out soon, I believe. So there are other ways that he can keep his message keep going. So, but I don't think it's not going to be with the NFL, of course.
Yeah, and I don't think him going out, doing this workout for the NFL is about, pushing his message as much as it's about him wanting to play the game.
Right. Like I said, he's an athlete. He's in shape. He's a football player. He wants to play. He deserves to play. He definitely deserves to play. But they're not going to want that headache.
Yeah, I'm sorry. NFL is a business. You don't deserve anything. You can have the drive and the ability, but no, you don't deserve anything. Nobody owes you anything.
And one thing I noticed that there were a lot of players, as quiet as it was kept, that did kneel with Kaepernick, not just on the team but other teams as well, and they got let go, and they're not in the NFL now. So could they still play? Probably so, but they were like, oh, we don't need you anymore. We got people coming back that are healthy. We're letting you go. So it just wasn't him that got let go. There's quite a few players, but his name is up there.
He was the one that started it. He was the most outspoken person doing it. So he became the face of it.
Right. So unfortunately, it is what it is.
It's his life.
Mm-hmm. So. Kat, I wish you the best.
Best of luck to you, bro.
Right, you'll be fine. I'm pretty sure you don't need that. You don't need us telling you that. But
yeah, with your millions and millions of dollars, I ain't got it. Fuck you, Colin Kaepernick. Okay, yeah, I'm hating.
Get the hate out your blood. As Jay-Z would say, dust your shoulders off. No? Okay.
No, yeah. So, all right, that's our show. As always, check us out on YouTube. Check us out on SoundCloud, Spotify, Google Music Play.
And if you want to donate a space heater, I will take it.
Oh, I don't need it. I'm not cold.
I am, but don't bump.
Peace out.
Peace.